Hello, my name is Alex Mizell, and I'm making a video today to give you a tour of my home electronics lab and show you the kinds of things that you can do at home. First off, I've got sort of a limited amount of space, but hopefully I'm making good use of it. Everything is sort of crammed down here. Things that you would find in any electronics lab, I'm sure: a soldering iron, solder sucker. I've got a little netbook here that I'm using to control my little test rig, and I'm going to come back to that in a second and give you a little bit more information about what's going on there. Of course, I've got a multimeter, headlights, PCBs, laser modules, helping hands, various electronic parts that I've collected in the last couple of years. Many of you have already seen this. It's one of my big projects from the last 2 years, and it's the boombox, also known as the boom. It's basically a car stereo in a box. You can't really tell, but it's about 2 feet tall, 3.5 feet wide, and it's got a computer inside. It runs off of a 12-volt car battery. The computer does too. It has a touchscreen LCD monitor there, which someday is going to be mounted in the middle in a pretty way. Right now it's not. It's got a mixer built into it if you should want to mix live, and a voltmeter to tell you about how much juice you got left. Over here, this is another project I've been working on for a couple of years now. I had to put this one down because I got to a certain point and I couldn't afford the last part, but this is my homemade laser projector. And it's a full color laser projector in that you can make essentially any color of laser light by combining 2 violet lasers, a red laser here, a green right here. They're combined by these things, which are special kinds of mirrors called dichros, and then they shoot into galvos. And the galvos are like little mirrors that are capable of vibrating back and forth very fast and creating images and text with the laser light. So I'm not going to power this on and show it off today, because whenever I get the last piece of this, which is called a DAC, I'll be able to connect it to a computer and program custom graphics and text, and it'll be much more impressive then. I almost feel like if I show it to you without the DAC, it's not going to be very impressive. It can do a few little tricks that are sort of pre-programmed into the electronics there, but nothing like it will be. So I promised I would come back to my main project here, and the idea is the boombox is unfinished. It's raw. It's great at making sound, but it makes no light at all, and I always thought that that should be part of it. So sometime in the future I'm going to try and basically cover this thing with lights. And I figured they should be RGB lights, LEDs, so that you could basically make any color, and that way you could have the lights sort of fit the mood of the song. So to that end, I'm working on a large LED matrix, and I've homemade one here. You can see I've got 4x4 matrix of RGB LEDs. I'm going to go turn the lights off, and then we're going to cut that thing on, and I'll show you what it does. Alright, we'll put a little header on the microcontroller to kick this thing off. Yeah. Alright. So it's got a program in the microcontroller right now, and all it's going to do basically is give me solid fields of color. Red, blue, green. And that's pretty, but that's just basically a test. Like we said, each of those LEDs should be individually addressable, because I want to be able to play back animations and that sort of thing on it. And so I'm going to show that it's possible to do that by downloading a particular program on it. First we're going to call it up on the netbook. There we go, it's loaded. Now I'm going to hit Control U. It's going to send that program across the USB port over here to the Arduino board. The Arduino is hooked up to a breadboard, and on the breadboard is a chip called the TLC5940, and that's basically an LED controller. So as we're downloading the program to it, we see some little send and receive lights flashing on the Arduino. Still downloading the program. Alright, looks like it just finished. And now you can see that we've got different colors on each of the LEDs. It wasn't that we had to have solid fields of color. That was just sort of a demo program, and this was a little bit better, because not only does it do that, if we wait around long enough, it'll do other kinds of things too. Now this is all software controlled. I wrote the program that does all these flashing lights, and I've got plenty of ideas to make it do even cooler things. And what I really want to do, obviously, is to have multiple boards like this hooked up in parallel, driven by multiple TLC chips, so that eventually we can control not 16 LEDs, but maybe hundreds of them. I'm going to let this play for another minute because I want to show off the color fades, which I think are really cool. More solid fields. We'll get to the fades here in a second. There. Yeah, red to yellow to green to blue. Purple. Back to red. The flashing that you see there is programmed. It's not a malfunction. I can also do smooth fades, but so that's basically what we've got in mind. Thank you for watching my video, and stop by my place sometime and we can collaborate on something maybe. Thanks a lot. Bye.